Hi friends, welcome back. Today I just thought we'd do a little paint and chat with me because I haven't done it in so long. So I'm gonna be painting in my sketchbook, and I actually haven't touched my sketchbook in forever. Like I can't tell you the last time I actually worked in it, and that really makes me feel bad about myself, and I feel like I'm kicking rocks, and I'm an artist. I should be painting in this and drawing in this and just working in it way more often than I should. But I feel I've had a real struggle for creating and just being creative. And I'm finally finding little ways to push through it and come out on the other side and start creating again. So I just wanted to share what's been stopping me and what's been helping me. So, side note, I will be painting a pansy on this page, and a pansy is actually one of my favorite flowers. I actually used to eat the petals when I was a very small child in the garden because I was a fairy. I don't know. I just liked doing it. I liked eating like edible plants in my yard all the time, besides like tomatoes and vegetables, oddly enough. But I stopped eating pansies at one point because I heard that when you pluck a flower, a fairy dies, and then I felt really guilty about it because plucking petals and plucking a flower is the same thing? Question mark? I don't know. But yeah, fun fact. Anywho, let's get back on topic. One of the things that have been giving me the most struggle to create is being burnt out and fatigued from my 9-to-5. Unfortunately, my little business is still too little to make it my full-time and to fully support myself with it, so I have to have a side gig, which is like my 9-to-5. I'm pretty part-time with it, but we've had like some turnover in management, so I've been getting a lot more hours than I usually do, and it's been really tiresome. I will go to work, come home, and not want to do anything. I'm just like tired of standing on my feet all day and only having like a 30-minute lunch break. Also, side note, I like to eat throughout the day because I'm a chronically ill girly, and eating frequently helps me stay more on top of it and feeling more energized. So sometimes that 30-minute break is really rough for me. Anywho, so working that 9-to-5, it either means I need to wake up really, really early to work on my business or work really, really late on my business. And then when I'm not working at my 9-to-5, I am 100% at home working on my business all day until quitting time. But with getting more hours from my 9-to-5 results in me working harder at my business at home, and that makes me even more burnt out and fatigued, and that makes it even harder to just do basic things for myself, like cooking healthy meals, exercising for 30 minutes. Like I can't even do those basic tasks because I'm so tired and burnt out, and all I want to do is sleep and stare at a wall and just lay in bed. But I've been able to combat this by setting hard boundaries. I'm really trying to commit to only work 15 hours a week. This way, the rest of my week can be dedicated to working on my business, because I know for a fact that I get way more joy from running my business. I heal my burnout because when I run my business, I can create my own schedule. I create my own breaks, my quitting time, and I have way more energy that way to keep up with my basic needs. And I also make way more money from running my business. For example, with my 15 hours a week at minimum wage, I usually pull in about $300 bi-weekly. My last market was outdoor for 2 days, and I raked in $900 just that weekend. So knowing this, I'm making the hard choice to rough it for a bit, make less money from my work while still paying my bills and buying groceries. I am still living at home. I am very privileged to have the support of my parents and to not be paying them rent, you know what I mean? So I just want to make that apparent in case you're like, how is she paying rent? Like, how is she out living? I have very supportive folks who want me to be successful with my business so that I can therefore support myself one day and hopefully support them one day. I'm also struggling because I feel like I'm on my phone for far too long. It's like doom scrolling, but not really, because I am looking for other creative ideas, whether it's what to draw or maybe it's content that I want to make and post. But I also get lost in like funny videos or like listening to those Subway Surfer videos. And after I've spent hours on that, I'm now overwhelmed by all the content that I've consumed. I have far too many ideas and not enough time, let alone not enough hands to get all those projects done, let alone picking a project to start. So instead of doom scrolling, I am now calling it content research, and I will be setting a 10-minute timer to specifically go look for those ideas, whether it be content to make, ideas to draw, etc. And then picking one of those projects to start because I can always work on another later. And I find this has helped my anxiety because now instead of having over 20 ideas, I've got 5 to choose from and I'm still just as excited and motivated to start. It has also been a struggle because I am a chronically ill girly. I have endometriosis. And one of the biggest symptoms I've been struggling with lately has been my fatigue. I feel like my day ends at 2 o'clock and then all of a sudden I don't have the energy for anything anymore, let alone making something. I also really pride myself on my work ethic, and I have this thought where if I just work myself to the bone now, that I'll be ahead of the game and then I don't have to work as hard in the future, but that could just be like the American mentality. And then I get frustrated and I really tear myself down from not having the same energy as someone who is fully able-bodied or not being able to cross off enough items off my list for that day. So I'm now actively trying to find little workarounds that help me gain more energy and momentum throughout my day. The first thing is just accepting it. I know that I cannot work myself into nothing because if I do, I'll crumble and then no work is getting done. And that is 100% the opposite of what I'm trying to do. I also just have to accept that I don't have the same ability as someone who is not chronically ill and that I've got to find a routine that works for me. And I know it's going to be really hard, but luckily I am a stubborn woman. So I am just going to try and fail and see what works. Some things that have been helping me are taking frequent breaks. I've been trying to take a break after every 2 hours of work. I've been trying to commit to light exercise to try to rebuild some of my muscle and flexibility that I've lost throughout the years. And I can even do that during those little breaks. I'm also trying to cut bad food. Lately, gluten has been the enemy. There were some gluten products that did not make me feel good after I ate it, and then I blew up and looked like a pregnant woman. Which is crazy. I recently have been cutting down on my gluten and I have noticed some changes in my energy for the better. I do still have a cheat day here and there because I'm scared to become gluten intolerant. Speaking of food, I find that eating frequent meals or snacks throughout the day has also given me a boost in energy. And I've also now set a time to call it quits for the day. Usually it ranges around 5 to 6 p.m. If I happen to have the energy past that point, maybe I'll keep working, but usually I don't. It's a very rare occurrence. One of the last reasons I've been struggling is because I haven't been actively creating and drawing for so long that now I'm going to be rusty. And because of that, I just feel like I know I'm going to be making bad art and I know I'm not going to be happy with whatever the outcome is. And because of that, I know I'm just going to be feeling so disappointed for the rest of the day and kicking myself and just feeling horrible for spending so much time on it. But I'm going to argue that no art is bad art. We are learning from every piece that we make. I don't know what I'm expecting because it's the same thing as if I don't pick up my guitar after so long, it's going to need to be tuned up because it's been out of practice. And the next time I make rusty art, and maybe I'm not completely happy with it, but in doing so, I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to learn what I don't like, what I want to do better next time, and I'm going to be better next time, even if it's just by a little. Tiny steps are better than no steps. That is all I have for y'all today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It'd mean the world to me. If you're interested in checking out more of my work, I have a link down below that goes to my Instagram, my online shop, etc. And I hope you're not in the same boat as me and struggling with this, but if you are, I hope you got something out of this video. I'd also love to keep this conversation going down below in the comments and come up with maybe other ideas of how to get past struggling to be creative. Anyways, I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you next time. Bye!